everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Catherine and this is Raspberry Reads. So this is my second ever video, so I'm still getting used to this whole filming and booktube thing. But I thought that everybody loves a good book haul, and I wanted to share with you some of the books that I've hauled or received mostly in the past few months. So let's get into it, my winter book haul. All right, so the first book we have is The Starless Sea. And yeah, Erin Morgenstern. So I read The Night Circus back at the end of 2023, and I absolutely loved it. And this book was actually given to my partner to read from one of her friends, and she passed it on to me because I'm more into his fantasy perhaps than she is. So yes, this book, it's fantasy. That's what Erin Morgenstern writes, and it seems to be about a mysterious library book and something about an underground labyrinth. Yes, a labyrinth filled with stories set underground. Now, I love Erin's writing. It's so beautiful. She does a great job with her character development and storytelling in general. So I'm really excited to get to this one at some stage, maybe in the summer. I don't know, for anybody who's read this, do you think this is more of a summer sort of beach read, or is it more of a cozy winter read snuggled up on the sofa? Yeah, let me know. So the next book I have is The Lincoln Highway by Amor, Towles. I picked this up a few months ago from a charity shop, and one of my favorite books of all time is A Gentleman in Moscow. So you can actually see it behind me here. I loved the writing in that story. I loved the characters in it, and I find the sort of Russian history interesting anyways. And so I was definitely up for giving this book a go. So for what I know about this book, it's about a road trip set in the 1950s in the US, and it's about a character, Billy, who sets out to find his long-lost mother. So although it's not necessarily a plot that I would normally be drawn to, because I like Amor Towles' writing, I'm sure I'll love this one as well. The next book is actually one that I've already read. So this is When I Come Home Again by Caroline Scott. So this was this month's choice for a book club that I belong to from work, and I've already read it, so I won't say too much on my thoughts about it because I would like to do that in a wrap up at some point. But this one is about a soldier from the First World War, the Great War, set in England in the Lake District, and he has amnesia, and this is sort of about his story and connected stories of some women who come forward claiming that he is related to them. So yes, I'll give a more detailed wrap up about this later. The next book I have is The Domestic Herbal, Plants for the Home in the 17th Century. So if you watched my last video, you'll know that I mentioned in the newbie booktube tag that I have a doctorate in domestic medicine from the 18th century. So this book has been on my radar for several years now, and my partner kindly got it for me for Valentine's Day. So yes, it's an academic book, but I think, well, actually no, it's probably not an academic book. It's academic content, but I think this is meant to be generalist history. So if you're interested in herbal remedies or sort of women and experimentation, then this is probably one to check out. Next up we have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So as you can see from the bookmark, I've actually already started this one. So this one was given to me from my partner's father, and he's been reading, you know, those like scratch off, read 100 best books of all time type of thing. He's been reading through a catalog of classics and modern classics, and this is one that was on that list, so he passed it on to me. I've been wanting to read this book for many years. This is about a group of students, classics students, at an elite American college. I'm not sure, I'm not that far into it. I'm yeah, 100 pages in. I can't quite figure out what time period this is. Maybe I'm just not paying attention, but anyways, I'm not sure what time period it's set, but it seems to be, yeah, just the kind of like craziness they get up to. I think there's a murder, and I think you find out quite soon on what happens. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of the higher education environment in which I work, and some of the students that I've come across in the past. I'm really enjoying it. Her writing's beautiful. I haven't read The Goldfinch, but I saw the film that came out a few years ago, and I thought that was great. So yeah, I'm excited to finally get to this, and I will let you know my thoughts once I finish reading it. Actually, on that note, so one of the blurbs in the back of A Secret History says that it's enthralling. Imagine the plot of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. Now, with that in mind, another book that my father-in-law gave me is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. So I've never read any classic Russian literature before, but I'm excited to get to this one because it's, so it's set in pre-revolutionary St. Petersburg. Since I like A Gentleman in Moscow, I hope I enjoy this. And it's also about murder and a crime trial. So I like crime thrillers. So yeah, I'm excited for this one to, I think, be my inaugural Russian classic literature. I'll let you know my thoughts when I get to this eventually. Next up, book number 7, I believe, is The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. I read Flight Behavior, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Flight Behavior, a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was a funny period of my life where I have a dog, and he was a puppy at that stage. And all I can really remember is trying to crate train him and sitting in a chair beside his crate, just telling him, like, please go to sleep, please go to sleep. And I was reading Flight Behavior at that time. So that's a kind of correlate that period of my life with that book. But anyways, I loved Barbara Kingsolver's writing style. And as I mentioned in my first video, if the writing is good, I'll basically read anything. So I'm very keen to get to this one. This is another one from my father-in-law. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this one is about a missionary family that go to the Belgian Congo at the end of the 1950s. And I think just their experience there, but I believe it's told from different perspectives of the daughters. So yeah, I don't like to know too much about the books before I read them. I like it to be an element of surprise, but yeah, I'm interested to read about this family's journey. I do like to read sort of epic sagas about families, especially intergenerational fiction. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. And last but not least, again, from my father-in-law, so you see my book haul is mostly books that I've been given, which I'm not complaining about because I'm on a book buying ban since I have too many books on my physical TBR. But yeah, so this one is my first Murakami, so it is called A Wild Sheep Chase. My father-in-law said that this one was a bit weird, but he still enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it's about, but I know that it's a literary thriller and it has something to do with the sheep. It's described as engaging, dry, witty. I like all of those styles of writing. So yeah, I'll give this one a go. I'm not sure when I'll get to it, but when I do, I will let you know how I get on. So yeah, those are the eight books that are on my I suppose recently hauled list. I will get to them maybe this year, maybe not. Hopefully this booktube channel will inspire me to read more of my physical TBR. I'm could be a bit naughty about having too many books on the go, and I think we all do it, but we get sort of sidetracked by new books coming out, or books that come up on our Libby holds all come due at the same point, and I get a little bit sidetracked. But I'm going to try and get to some of these titles this year. So yeah, thanks for joining me. If you have read any of the books that I mentioned today, let me know. If you really didn't like them, maybe don't tell me, because I want to give them a try and form my own opinions on them. But if you really liked them, tell me what you liked about it without spoiling it for me. And yeah, also let me know if you've bought or received any books in the past few months. What are some of the titles that you're most looking forward to reading? And with that, have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!